clearing close in the forest you'll find a fabulous banquet, a fairy ball. If you close your eyes and you open your mind, the veil disappears and you'll see it all.
Hi my angels, it's Hailey Reese and we are officially back in my regular filming area. I have missed this magical background more than you guys could even imagine, but something that I've also really missed here on my channel is talking about certain haunted objects all across the world. You guys know that a little while back I had created a series on here where I talked about the most haunted things, and therefore the series is called Most Haunted. And today I'm bringing that back with yet another haunted painting. But this particular painting, I do genuinely have to say, gives me more heebie-jeebies, I think, than any of them. And it could be because it's fresh, it's current, it's new, I've never heard of it before, and the painting itself is really scary, but the story behind it is even scarier. This painting is definitely cursed or possessed or inhabited by some sort of demonic entity. But yeah, it's said to be inhabited by this demonic entity, and when you guys hear the story of what's going on with it, I think that you're going to agree. Now before I get into today's video though, I just very quickly want to say thank you to Swag Bucks for sponsoring today's video. For those of you who don't know what Swag Bucks is, it is an incredible way to earn free cash and gift cards by simply filling out opinion surveys, watching videos, and shopping online. I mean, to me it just seems like the simplest way to earn quick cash and gift cards. So I'm always really eager to share things like this with you guys, just in case maybe you're looking for something like this or you want to go ahead and test it out. So I will definitely have the link at the very top of my description. Go on over, fill out some opinion surveys, shop online, watch some videos, and earn some free cash and gift cards. So once again, thank you so much to Swag Bucks for sponsoring, and without further ado, let's get into this creepy haunted painting because, oh my goodness, it just sends chills down my spine. So this painting is called The Anguished Man, and I'm going to insert a picture right here. Don't worry you guys, I always get this question. With this painting, you are absolutely not going to get any sort of curse or demonic entity attached to you by looking at it, but this right here is the painting. Now I'm going to pull it up on my phone so that I'm looking at it real time with you guys, and here it is. Okay, so this painting is absolutely terrifying. I mean, when I look at this, I literally see somebody who looks as though they are having their soul completely sucked out of them, or there's some sort of evil thing sucking somebody's soul. But regardless, it just really freaks me out. I don't know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below if it gives you the same chilling feeling that it gives me. But if it hasn't yet, let me just go ahead and tell you right now, the artist who painted this painting actually mixed in his own blood in with the oils he was painting with, and then right after he completed the painting, he actually committed suicide. Now the painting currently resides with a man named Sean Robinson, and he lives in England, and he received this painting actually from his grandmother. So when Sean was a child, he found this painting in the basement of his grandma's place, and it was hidden by a whole bunch of curtains. But he said when he pulled back the curtains and really looked into the painting, it was as though it was speaking to him and it was drawing him in. He said that he could actually sit there for hours on end, not even realizing that the time had passed, just staring into this painting, just looking right at it. Now, that doesn't remind you of some paranormal activity where the kids are like staring into the TV and things like that. I don't know what to tell you because I have a theory as to what could be going on in that particular moment, but we'll get to that when I get to my theories. But basically, when his grandmother had passed away, she passed on this painting to Sean. Now, by the time Sean received this painting, he was grown, he had a family of his own, and he had a wife. Now remember, he loved this painting. Like, he's had this painting in his life since he was a little kid, and this painting has literally spoken to him. He's sat in front of it for hours on end. So when she did pass away and he finally received this painting, he wanted to put it up on the wall. Now, first of all, the grandmother clearly had it hidden away under curtains. Now, basically, the grandmother had it hidden under curtains, so I'm not entirely sure why he would suddenly want to put this type of painting on display. I mean, everybody's opinion on art is totally subjective. So I mean, at the end of the day, maybe somebody likes this painting, maybe they find it cool and intriguing, but to me, it's really scary. So him and his wife had a lot of arguments regarding this painting. She did not want it up on the wall, but he insisted and persisted so strongly that he eventually won that argument, and the painting was displayed in the family home. He now recalls that moment to have been a massive mistake. The amount of paranormal activity and darkness that came into their home after this painting was put up on display is really, really freaky, you guys. It turned out that the painting is actually possessed by an unknown spirit or entity. People argue the reasoning for it, people argue the motive behind this particular entity, but things started to get strange very, very quickly. Doors started creaking open that would never creak open in the past. Screams could be heard at all hours of the night. There were footsteps, things were moving. There was this just feeling of complete dread and darkness, but the worst of all was that the family started to have disturbing, disgusting, and dark nightmares. All of them. The kids and the parents were continuously having these dark nightmares revolving around this particular painting, and they very, very, very rarely have spoken of what these nightmares were, because they believed that when they talked about these nightmares, things would get way worse. So Sean decided naturally to go and start to investigate the history of this painting and why it could be the way that it is. And that was when he discovered that the painter had actually mixed in his own blood. He would purposely inflict pain on himself to retrieve blood from his body, and he would mix it in with the oil and the paints while he was creating this canvas. And the crazy thing is that the moment he completed this painting, he committed suicide. Now, there's a lot of different theories revolving around what could have went on, but I do think it's extremely odd that he was mixing in his own blood to this dark and what to me is a disturbing painting. Let me know if you guys like the painting. I'm sure there's somebody who's gonna actually think it's a really cool painting, but for me, you know, the things that I hang on my walls and bring into my home, I want to reflect the type of life I live, or things that interest me, or things that are nice and positive and good, and that just doesn't scream happy or positive. Now, this painting is actually one of the top eBay selling haunted paintings. You guys know there's tons of things selling on eBay that are supposedly haunted, and this painting has tons of replicas around it that people are stating that they're selling this haunted painting, but Sean swears up and down he will never and would never sell this painting because it would be an extremely dangerous and detrimental mistake. And while Sean was going on about why he wouldn't sell the painting, he actually went on to say that people who are even just in the same home as this painting experience some really, really traumatizing things. So Sean now has this painting in a safe space in his home, and he actually has a quote that I'm going to read to you about why he hasn't sold it, where he has it, and kind of his views on this painting. So we're going to read that right now. So yeah, so right here it was saying that people were selling it for 1,500 euros, selling this painting, and people were actually making purchases, and they were not buying a haunted painting, they were buying an artist's replica of it. It was essentially a fake painting of it. And this is what Sean Robinson said to Dread Central in a recent email. Unfortunately, to disappoint all the collectors of haunted items and all the horror fans looking for the best Christmas present ever, we have to let you down by telling you the painting is locked away in a secure place and it is not for sale. The Anguished Man painting was given to me by my grandmother. The artist of the painting is unknown, but we do know that the artist mixed his own blood into the paint and committed suicide after the painting was finished. Mr. Sean Robinson says, all the other paintings appearing for sale online which claim to be the Anguished Man are frauds, and nobody should buy those. I can guarantee you the original haunted painting is locked away in a secure location, and I have no intentions of selling it. That could be very dangerous, and it would not be wise for anyone to lay their hands on this painting because it is really, really active, and very strange and dangerous things could happen for those who are in the same room or even in the same house with the painting, Robinson says. Several paranormal TV series and investigation teams have studied the mysterious painting, and it has been mentioned as one of the top 5 haunted items in the world, alongside the Annabelle doll, Robert the doll, and the Chair of Death. Now, the interesting thing about that is I've done a video on Annabelle, I've done a video on Robert the doll, and I've done a video on the Chair of Death. So now it looks like we're completing this most haunted thing. We're really moving towards it. But ultimately, that is basically the painting of the anguished man. He doesn't really, doesn't really share too much information about the dreams or things that happen, because he believes that dangerous things could happen to those who know about it, or dangerous things could happen to his family if he really speaks about it. Now let's talk a couple of strange things about this and a couple of different theories I have. Now the one main theory that I kind of think of, and this is very presumptuous, there's no evidence leading me towards this being the truth other than the fact that it's the feeling that I get. So definitely, like I always say, drop your comments down below as to what you think is going on with the painting, why you think the artist mixed his blood in, and why you think he committed suicide after the painting was complete. Now, I believe there could be a strong possibility that this man was actually being possessed or tormented by some sort of a demon, and this painting was his expression of it. This painting was either a representation of how he felt, or what he saw, or what was going on with him. And ultimately, at the end of it all, he may be, and I never ever want to theorize over somebody's suicide by their own cause, just because we never really know what's going on with people or why they do the things they do. But I know that there are people who have been tormented by like demons and demonic entities who do want to commit suicide to make it stop. So it's possible that he finished the painting, he released what he needed to, and he made it stop. And perhaps after his death, this demonic entity attached to the painting and has stuck with it. There could be tons of things or tons of reasons as to what is going on with this painting and what went on with the painter himself. But I mean, we'll never really entirely know. So that's where I signed it over to you guys. Please go ahead, like I always tell you, please drop some comments down below as to your guys' theories, what on earth you think is going on, what you think is happening here, and I'll be replying to as many of you as I can. I definitely read almost all my comments. I really try to, so I love nothing more than to hear your guys' theories on things. But I wanted to bring you guys yet another haunted object to my channel. Very quickly, before I sign off and say goodbye, I wanted to bring up to you guys that I want to start bringing some real life cases onto my channel. My video on the terrifying case of the silent twins has done extremely well. It's had a really positive response, and I want to start bringing on different freaky and unexplainable true crime and different cases of things that have really happened in the world. Definitely not going to take away from the paranormal stuff that I do. I just want to add more content to my channel and just keep ever growing it. So please go ahead as well and let me know in the comments below if there's any cases that you guys would like me to cover and talk about and kind of give my opinions and takes on it and research into, because this channel, as much as it's my favorite thing to do, I always say this, but it's the truth, as much as this is my favorite thing ever to do, it's for you guys, and this is what I hope entertains you guys. So drop a comment down below if you guys have any true cases you want me to touch on, and I'm gonna stop rambling now because you're probably like, Hailey, wrap it up, girl. If you're new to my channel or you're just not yet subscribed but you do enjoy my videos, I would absolutely love it more than anything if you would go ahead, click that subscribe button, become a Reese's Pieces. I say this all the time as well. I am just like a broken record today, but I really believe I have the best family on YouTube. They're so kind. They're open-minded, they believe in the unbelievable, and they're just one of the best things I've ever gained from this lifetime thus far. So we would love to have you, and if you did enjoy today's video, please give it a big thumbs up. It makes my heart really happy when I know that you guys enjoy my content, because I work really hard on it. And there I am rambling again. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you.